For this assignment, we're going to use some of the tools that we find in Google Sheets to make a spreadsheet that will do some addition, subtraction for us, as well as show us some quick visuals on things. So this is kind of the template for what we want it to look like. We went over this in class the other day, and you have a copy of this that you can look at. So we're going to go into your Google Drive, click on New, go down to Google Sheets, and you're going to open up a new sheet. Go ahead and give it a name. In this case, I'll name it Financial, but give it a name that makes sense to you. As you can see on our sample over here, all of the headers are in bold. So I'm going to click on the 1 so that it highlights that whole top row, change that to bold. Then anything that I type here in this bar will become bold. And I'm going to go ahead and put my headers in, so date, item, decals, earrings, monogram wreath, ornaments, water bottles, personalized sign, and then custom work. Now, we probably noticed that some of these are not showing the whole name. If we click on one again, we can go over here to our drop-down menu, and if we hover over that, it says text wrapping. Click on that, click the little arrow in the bottom, and it wraps that text. Get rid of that, I'll put that back up. If you want to expand your columns, your rows, make it bigger like we did here, go ahead, but for this, that's not necessary. We have some dates in here that we're going to put in here. So 11/1, 18, 11/2, 18, 11/7, 18, and 11/7, 18. For the item, we'll go ahead and copy those. Okay, so we have those all copied. Again, I'm going to expand this so that I have some room. And every now and then I like to leave a small, oh, I forgot a column. We're going to undo that. So here's where we're going to put the money. So 1271.30. Since we're doing negative here, or since we're spending money, we're going to put that in as a negative. So negative 688.18, negative 56.67, whoops, negative 56.67, and then we deposited some money, so that's going to be 45. If we notice over here, the format is in money. Over here, it's just normal. So if we highlight that column, we're going to click on the money sign, and it's going to make all that look like it's dollars and cents. And we're going to go ahead for all of these items here. We're going to do the same thing, so that whenever we put a value in here, it shows up like it's money. It's not going to show anything if we don't have anything in there yet. Then we're going to use our sum function. Okay, so what we will do is we'll add this up. Since we put negatives in, technically it'll subtract. We're adding a negative. So we're going to highlight those. We'll go down just a couple of boxes. And then up in the upper right, we have this, I think it's Greek letter sigma. We're going to click on that, and we're going to click sum. Sum means to add things. We notice in the box right here, it says the sum of cell C2 to C11. So that means everything that is highlighted in orange is what it's going to add up. So we're going to go ahead and enter, because that's what we want that to do. Now we're going to do the same thing for each of these. Highlight it, click sum, and so on. And you can do the rest of those on your own. Okay, so it's added all those up for us. We have a couple things to spread out here. We deposited $35 from decals. We're going to go ahead and put that in. You can see it automatically changes it there. We brought in $10 for earrings. There we go. Ornaments, we spent this money, so it's going to be negative 56.67. Water bottles, we spent 688.18. So we'll put that in as a negative. There we go. So now we have the sum all the way down there. Okay. Using conditional formatting, we can change it so that we have boxes a certain color so that it's easy to identify what's going on. Here, I did this one in green. Green means good, typically, or go. That means that we are positive. A couple of these over here are in red. That means that currently we're negative, okay, or we're in the hole. We spent money, but we haven't brought in money to cover our expenses at this point. So what I'm going to do, I can do each one of these individually if I want, or I can do them together. I'm going to highlight row 12 by clicking on the 12, go up to Format, go down to Conditional Formatting, and click Enter. And it brings up this little submenu here. It's telling us that everything in row 12, we're going to do the same thing to. If we just clicked on one cell, it would just show one cell in here. Where it says Format Cells If, here's the rules that we can pick. Okay, it has a bunch of things that we can put in here. In our case, we're going to be looking at greater than and less than. So if it's greater than 0, we want it to show up green like it does over here. So we're going to click on greater than, and then we have to put in a value here. In this case, we said anything greater than 0 or larger than 0, we want to show up green. So we're going to do that. We're going to hit Done. You can see there's a couple of these that have already changed color on us. Now we also want to make them, if they're negative, meaning we're still in the hole, that they show up red. So we're going to click Add a New Rule, Format Cells If, less than, we're going to punch in a 0. We're going to change the color to red. You can see on that menu we can change where the cell fills in red or where the text becomes different colors, or you can go in and do custom stuff. For this one, we're keeping it simple. So click on the red background, hit Done, and then if I close that, I can see for ornaments and water bottles, we are currently in the hole. So I want you to play around with this a little bit, but ultimately come up with a form that looks something like this. Later on, you'll have an opportunity to make one of your own, and we'll do some more with other formulas, but this is what we're shooting for now.